am addressing the rumors that Walmart is going to be running out of items in 2 weeks. All over everywhere, the news, fellow YouTubers are just talking all about it. So I thought I would address it today. Apparently what happened was Walmart, Home Depot, and Target met with the president, and we're talking about the effects of the tariffs and how they're going to affect their businesses. And so this kind of set off a little firestorm because they said, you know, within 2 weeks, we could just have no products. So everybody is now kind of panicking. Well, a lot of people are panicking. So here is my take on this. First of all, we are in the middle of a poker game. You cannot get out of the last 50 years of irresponsible spending in the United States and expect that it to be an easy transition. It's just not going to happen. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure it's possible, to be honest. But how would I prepare in this situation? What am I doing to prepare? I am looking at the things that I need on a regular basis. Is there something you need on a regular basis? Hamburgers.
Yes.
Hamburgers is what you need on a regular basis.
Yep. Some cheeseburger rolls from our Dining on a Dime cookbook where you can eat better and spend less for only, what, $49.99? Or is it on sale now?
It's on sale.
It's on sale? How much is it on sale for?
I don't know the price, but it's 50% off if you buy the set.
Ooh, whoa, that's cool.
Is that a bargain?
Cool. Yeah, that's a bargain. You guys should go.
How am I preparing? Well, first of all, get your Dining on a Dime cookbook, guys. You're going to need to know how to make scrambled eggs, pancakes, French toast, how to make chicken with 4 ingredients, honey baked chicken, how to cook at home. You're going to need to learn how to cook at home. So I've got that down. You can go check out my other channel, Super Easy Recipes, and I show you how to make easy recipes at home, get you in and out of the kitchen quick. But what do I need on a regular basis? I would focus on medications. Get your medications, get your painkillers, your cough syrups. For me, I have to have a specific B vitamin because I don't process them in order to just function. So I got a year's supply of my B vitamins that I need. Toothbrushes, dental floss. You want to keep your teeth in good condition so that you don't have to go to the dentist so much. Things like toilet paper really aren't a necessity. I know people are going to say, what are you talking about, Tara? Really, toilet paper is not a necessity. You can use rags or newspapers if you need to for toilet paper. My children are giving me dirty looks in the background. They're like, Mother! We have bidets in our house, so our toilet paper usage went down 75% when we got the bidets. So, what are things that you actually really need to survive? Make sure everybody has 2 pairs of shoes, preferably 1 pair of shoes and a pair of work boots in case you have an emergency or something like a tornado or flood or something where you're going to have to be working hard too. But jeans, at least 2 pairs of jeans. I'm making sure everybody has the right amount of jeans. Things like baby formula. If your baby is on formula, you might want to get baby formula. That would be a necessity. Diapers are not a necessity. You can use cloth diapers. If you're working and your daycare refuses to do cloth diapers, then you can use cloth diapers at home, disposable diapers at daycare. You may have to actually stay at home and be a stay-at-home mom in order to save money. I know, we're getting radical here. Sorry. But it just amazes me how many working moms do not understand how much money they are actually bringing home for an income and how much more they could save if they would just stay home with their kids instead of paying daycare, instead of paying for formula, diapers, extra car expenses, an extra car that you don't need in your family. So, and believe me, I know I'm going to get all of the extenuating circumstances in the comments. Just go ahead and post them. That's fine. That helps my videos. But You're going to have to see what is it we really need to survive. Flour, sugar, salt, all of those things, most of them for us here in the United States are made here in the United States. We don't import a lot of those things. So you're going to be fine on those. But you're not going to be able to just go and just buy all the stuff that you want. You may not be able to buy all the food that you want. So think about those necessities that you might need. Batteries, flashlights, anything that might be hard to get, but you might need in an emergency. Water filtration, if you are buying bottled water, let's say your water is really bad, you can make your own homemade water filter. It's super easy. I'll post a video in the description for you to learn how to do that, but you may have to filter your own water. Am I running to the store and clearing out the shelves? No, I'm not. Am I going to go to the store and get a few things just to make sure that I have enough stockpiled? Yeah, we could probably use a couple more toothbrushes. I've got soap out the wazoo because I'm a soap maker and I have a whole bunch left from when I was making soap. And I actually still have supplies to make a whole bunch more soap, so I don't need cleaning supplies. I don't need any soap or shampoo or anything like that. Those are not necessities for me. Get bar soap instead of liquid soap. It's a lot cheaper and lasts, well, they both last a long time, but it's a lot easier to store and a lot more compact. Get rubbing alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, those types of medical things. I would really focus on the medical, because if you're sick or you have a wound or something like that that you can't take care of, that is just going to cause a chain reaction for everything else. You can save up to 50% off on our Dining on a Dime cookbooks for our Mother's Day sale happening right now. Easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick that your family will love. The link is in the description below. Please go check out our Dining on a Dime cookbooks right now and grab them up to 50% off. I would also stock up on dish soap, because if you're not a soap maker like me, which I know the majority, 99% of people aren't, but if you don't have a supply for soap, stock up on some dish soap. I would get at least a year's supply worth of dish soap. Dish soap can be used to clean everything, and yes, it basically disinfects. Now, it won't kill everything 100%, but just the act of wiping down physically counters with a clean dishcloth and dish soap, not a used dishcloth, but a clean dishcloth and dish soap, will kill a huge amount of the bacteria and germs. People are germaphobes right now, and they buy all these ridiculous cleaners. I have never used a spray cleaner at all in my kitchen. All I do is just take hot water and dish soap with a clean wash rag and wipe down all of my counters. And you're like, Tara, well, that's going to be so much work and so much laundry. No, it's not. I showed in one of my other videos how this is the amount of laundry that I have using rags for cleaning and for my sink and for drying our hands in a week. One little bowl. It's not even a 16th of a laundry load. It maybe cost me 2 cents to wash this. Maybe. So you're going to be using rags. You're going to save your rags. You're going to save your t-shirts and make them into rags. You're going to save your kids' other clothes, that type of thing. If you have little kids, I would definitely buy at least a size up for shoes, because even if we don't have shortages, you will at least have the next size shoes, and it'll probably be cheaper. Now, am I worried about the tariffs? No, not really. Here's the thing, guys. If you worry about all this stuff that goes on, you're just going to be in a complete state of anxiety your entire life. You cannot worry about every single thing that's what's going on. And I was reading this book right here. It's a really good book. It's a series that Mom got at the library for free. And they had just wiped out they're in North Dakota, and literally all of their animals had to be killed for foot and mouth disease. So their entire living was just wiped out because they had to shoot and burn all of their animals. And they said something in here, and I was like, yes, this is what people need to realize. It said, One thing you learn about farming is any number of things can nearly wipe you out. Floods, fires, drought, disease, and accident. That's true, not even with farming. That's just in life. But here's what they said. All you have to do is put your trust in the Lord and just keep going. People get so focused on this stuff and they don't even think about just going for today. Now, yes, there is some where if you can plan, you should plan and you should stockpile and you should get these things so that if something happens, you're not just completely devastated and destitute on the street. So like in this case, these people were farming and they were canning their food so that they would have food to eat in the winter. When their entire lifestyle was wiped out, when they had to kill all of their cattle, all their pigs, everything, they knew that they could depend on the Lord and they just kept going. Just keep doing the next thing you can to either just get by or improve your situation. That is how I went from growing up in complete poverty according to American standards, and now we are considered rich. Now, I'll still have a long way to go before I can retire rich, but according to 98% of the world, we're rich. And people don't understand that. They're so used to buying their big screen TVs. They're so used to buying just whatever they want, whenever they want. They don't know how to just get by with what they need right now and what can they do to improve their situation for later. And I was talking yesterday on our live show about how I was watching this lady who was in really big poverty. She was making $9 an hour with 3 kids. And they were on food stamps. And I'm like, they're drinking soda while they're on food stamps. Instead of buying soda, use that money to buy a few cans of food to have on your shelf. She'd probably been getting food stamps for years. She could have had a really nice stockpile of food so that when she lost her food stamps, it wouldn't have been so devastating. Start planning, what can I do to save money now so that things aren't so hard for me in the future? Okay, the tariffs may kick in and prices may go through the roof. When I voted for Trump, I knew that that could happen. The reason why I voted for him was because I knew we could not keep going on the path that we were on. It's just not sustainable. And, people are all upset and worried about all these tariffs. Ever since I'm old enough now that I remember when the United States started buying everything from China. And I remember thinking then, and I still think this now, we are literally paying the enemy to build up their army against us. We are literally paying them. No one seems to understand this. They do not like us at all. The government of China does not like the United States. We are the enemy, and we are funding them with everything we buy. We actually have the cards in our hands, because if everybody would stop whining and stop getting all upset about this and live frugally, the tables could flip and we would have the upper hand, because China without us would have a huge chunk of their economy gone. Not completely, because I know they ship to all over the world. I know it's not just us. I get that. But it would put a huge dent in their economy. So for me, I'm like, bring it on. I don't want to be funding the enemy anymore. And I realize like 90% of our products now, something in our products, probably 95%, is made in China. If it's the packaging, if the product's made here, the packaging is made in China, the cardboard box that it's shipped in, some part of almost every product in the United States is made in China. So we are literally just funding the enemy 24/7, 365 for the last 20, 30 years. I don't remember the exact date when all this went into effect, but for the last 20, 30 years this has been going on. we've been funding the enemy and everybody's just okay with it. Well, I'm not okay with it. And I'm fine if we stop funding the enemy. I'm okay with that. So prepare what you can. Just get ready to hang on for the ride. You will be okay. And stop screaming that the sky is falling when it's not yet. Is it possible it could start falling? Yes, it's very possible. But that's why you learn the skills you need to learn, do the things you need to do so that you can prepare yourself when the impact hits. If the impact hits, you are ready. So yes, I'm stockpiling a few things, not a ton. Here are the 15 things that I would still stockpile if inflation hits. Please go visit us at livingonadime.com and we'll see you guys next time.